Always good to see you, Elizabeth.
Always great to see you. Oh, and I was going to say Merry Christmas, but he's gone. But who's here is Congressman Mike Lawler, who's a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman Lawler, great to have you here. So first of all, what do you make? First, President Trump said this was all about stopping drugs. We were bombing the boats. Then he said it's about recovering stolen oil when Venezuela took over all the oil and nationalized it. Now his chief of staff is saying this is about regime change. Should the president just be clearer publicly about what the end goal is about Venezuela?
Well, I think the president's been very clear about the fact that Venezuela is a narco-terror state, and Nicolas Maduro is not just cooperating with these drug cartels, he's ahead of it. And the fact is you have illicit drugs being trafficked into the United States, killing Americans by the tens of thousands on an annual basis. And the president is doing what should have been done years ago and putting a stop to it and taking aggressive action, starting with labeling these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, taking decisive action against these terrorists and striking them as they seek to traffic drugs into the U.S. And let's be clear, this isn't just willy-nilly. This is extensive investigative work done by our intelligence officers as well as our military before any action is taken. Right. In addition, what they are doing with these oil tankers is going after illegal oil trades that have ties to Iran. I have been one of the leading proponents about going after the illicit Iranian oil trade. There are direct ties to Iran, these ghost ships that are flying false flags in international waters, and they are right to seize them per the sanctions regime that we have put in place. So ultimately, Nicolas Maduro should not be in charge of Venezuela when he is engaged in terrorism against the United States.
But what if Maduro refuses to resign? What happens then? We have all this military buildup, all these threats, all these ultimatums. What happens if he just continues doing what he's done, which is to say, I'm not going?
Well, based on the prior administration, we did nothing.
But what's this administration going to do?
Of course, yeah. But of course he's not going to go if you don't actually start to aggressively push back against this narco-terror regime. The administration is putting maximum pressure economically, militarily, with a buildup off the coast and in the Caribbean. And that is vital if we are going to actually be able to stop the deadly flow of drugs and the illicit oil trade that is funding terrorism around the globe. That doing nothing is not an answer. You see what happens when we do nothing. Iran builds up its oil trade, it builds up its revenue, it funds terrorism in the Middle East. Venezuela engaged in this narco-terror state, seizing control and nationalizing its oil industry. This is what has been allowed to fester and what President Trump is trying to stop.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.